Kia ora and welcome to this video, part 3 of our series on Agile Algebra. In this video, we're going to look at a pretty interesting question, actually. Find the value of the sum. You can just chuck it into the calculator and get an answer to it, and then I guess you need to show some algebra to prove that the answer is what it is. Pause the video now and give it a go. Hope it goes well for you, and then on the flip side of the intro music, you'll get the answers. Okay, this is a really sneaky question. If you just tap this expression into the calculator and work out what the value of it is, you'll find that it's a nice number. So it kind of tells you that there's a hint, a trick to the problem, that if you recognize the trick, things will simplify and the problem becomes a whole lot easier. So I've done that. I've substituted into the calculator. I've used my technology to my advantage, and I've come out with an answer of 2. And the reason for that simplification is because of the conjugate sort of stuff, the nature of the symmetry in the problem. There's the 3 plus and 3 minus conjugate stuff. Okay, so here's the sneaky trick. If we call this whole thing here equal to u, and this whole thing here equal to v, then what we're trying to find is the value of u plus v. Okay, so u plus v equals what? Now, I know that the value of u plus v, if I just give that a letter as well, we'll call that s for sum, I know that I can cube both sides of this equation. So u plus v cubed equals s cubed. Expanding this using the binomial theorem, so we get a u cubed, and we get 3 lots of u squared v, 3 lots of uv squared, and v cubed. And then we can go back to the original problem. U cubed and v cubed are easy to find because u and v are just cube roots. So if we cube both of those and add them, we get just the stuff underneath added together. Of course, the conjugate terms there cancel, and so we end up with 6. So u cubed plus v cubed is, these dudes here, is 6. And then the other 2 terms have a common factor of 3uv. So we have 3uv u plus v equals s cubed. And then from that, we go back to the fact that actually, well, look, we're trying to find u plus v. So u plus v is equal to s, and we have 3 times uv to work out. So we need to multiply these 2 things together. If we multiply 2 surds together, so like for example, root a times root b, provided that a and b are greater than or equal to 0, that result there is root ab. So cube roots work the same way. Cube root of a multiplied by cube root of b is just going to be the cube root of a times b. And in this case, because they're conjugates again, we've got the cube root of 3 plus 11 thirds root 2 thirds multiplied by 3 minus 11 over 3 root 2 thirds. And it's a difference of 2 squares underneath that. So we've got the cube root of 9 minus 121 over 9 times by 2 thirds. Okay, and if we work that out, it's 242 divided by 27, which I need to reach for a calculator for. And amazingly, if you work this out, it comes out to be 1/3. So that is u times v. So we can then go back and go, okay, 1/3 goes into here. So we end up with 6 plus 3 times 1/3 times u plus v, which is s, equals s cubed. Now, normally speaking, when we're solving a cubic equation without technology, we need to have one of the solutions being an easy one to work out. So we already know the answer is s equals 2 because we cheated on the calculator earlier, so we can verify that s equals 2 is a solution because by inspection. And we just need to explain why there aren't any others. Now, of course, if we're finding the value of something, it is only going to have one answer to it. It's not like there are any pluses or minuses in front of the surds. But if we rearrange this cubic equation, oopsies, minus 6 equals 0, and then we factor out s minus 2 as a factor, we get s squared plus 2s. So at the moment what I've made is s cubed minus 2s squared plus 2s squared minus 4s plus 3s and then minus 6. And then you can show that the last quadratic here, the discriminant of that, b squared minus 4ac, is less than 0, so it has no real solutions to it. So s equals 2 is the only solution.